welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Marina. I am a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lash extension videos. Today, I unfortunately have no device to record my face because my phone is basically out of storage and I forgot my good camera battery at work. So this is what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a voiceover. These were like my old videos that I used to do, but I wanted to show face again. But today we're just going to do a voiceover. I want to stay consistent with the videos, so I'm really sorry. But yeah, this is how we're going to be doing it this week. But regardless of that, I still want to be sharing some information for you guys and being able to provide you with a good amount of information when it comes to the types of sets that I do. So today we are going to be doing an anime set, and for this set I wanted to touch upon three things. The first thing is the mapping details. I'm going to kind of go into, the nitty gritty of how I did this set and like the mapping with the curls, diameter, and all that. Second thing is the execution, how I went about it from start to finish, and why I decided to do it this way. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is maybe perhaps the things that I would change for next time, because I do feel like with any set, as the more I practice, the better I'll get at it, and I haven't done a lot of anime sets, so I feel like there's still room for improvement. So I'll be talking about that. But let's get into this video. So the first thing is the mapping details. So basically the base is all J curl, and then the spikes are C curl and tapering out the outer corner with CC, and also, the base is J and B curl. We're tapering out the outer corners with a B curl so that there is a slight lift. J curl is very not curly at all. It's a very natural curl, so that's why I decided to go for a J curl for the base, because I find anime lashes are not as curly. So basically the base of it is 7 millimeters, 8 millimeters, and then I went down to 7 again, but I tapered out the outer corners with a 7 B curl. Then we have the spikes. So the spikes, I did them in a kind of a interesting way. So I did 11, 12, and then I jumped up to 15s and kind of have the 15s in more of the center of the eye, and then I actually have some 10 millimeter spikes just kind of in between all of those spikes to give it some texture. Why I did this was because I honestly just followed a mapping style that I found on Instagram and tried to execute it with the lengths that my client particularly wanted. And because we are following a doll eye mapping style, that's why I decided to kind of, incorporate this mapping style into this certain set, because I find that when I was watching and looking up all the different kinds of anime sets, my client said that she didn't want it to be too dramatic. So this was a style that I found that was quite not natural, because it is quite on the longer side, but it's not as dense and it's not as dark. So I went 11, 12, 15, 15, 15, and then I tapered out with some 12s and then 10s in between. And I know that I didn't go all the way down to 11 again. That's usually with any doll eye set. I don't go as short as the inner corner. I go one up for the outer corner, because inner corner lashes I find are really thin. And so the execution of the set and how I went about it was I decided to start off with the spikes first. I felt like it would allow me to get a better understanding of where I want each of them to be placed and try to create a bit more symmetry if it was possible for me. Like I said, I'm still learning how to do these types of sets, and if you look at my other anime sets, they're different from this one. So I'm still learning, I'm still trying different techniques, different mapping styles, but I started off with the spikes and then I filled them in with the base. So the base is actually all closed fans as well. They're not spikes, but they're closed fans so that you can still get some density, but it's not too dark. And I tried to make sure that the base is as full as possible, but I didn't lash every single eyelash because, again, I didn't want the spikes to get lost in there. And this kind of leads me into the things that I would do differently for the next set. So one of the main things that I definitely want to make sure that I execute properly is using 0.07 when it comes to the spikes. I was using 0.05 for the spikes here, and I just don't think they're dark enough. They are dark, but 0.07 just gives a much cleaner spike. It's a lot darker, and I just find that it makes the set look a lot more, I guess it would make it look more anime-like. When I look at other inspos from different creators and different people, I tend to always see how dark the spikes look. And this kind of leads me into the other thing that I would fix is also directional placement. I tried my best as well, so I tried to like make sure that the spikes were all going inwards and facing the spikes that were in the middle. I think what I need to do next time is also make sure that the spikes that are surrounding the inner spikes are a little bit shorter. Again, the reason I was using 0.05 was because I actually didn't have 0.07, so I was just trying to make do with like what I had, but initially I wanted 0.07, and then I would just try to use like supporting shorter spikes on the outside of each of the longer spikes. This kind of helps it like a support beam, and it makes the spikes become a little bit more prominent. And then the other thing I would try to change for next time is using this J curls at the very bottom fully through the base and not add any spikes to the base. So what I did was I used 14 millimeters. Let's say if the spike was 15 millimeters, I would use 14 millimeters as a supporting spike. But even in doing so, I do find that the spikes kind of, they don't like sit up as much as I want to. And usually with the base, they're usually used for like a shelf-like, I guess like a shelf-like mechanism. So if I were to properly use the J curl and fully cover the base of the eyelashes and use all the bottom lashes as like a shelf and add the J curls, I think the spikes would have been a little bit more spiky. I still love how the set turned out. I think it turned out extremely pretty, and I think that I would try to make sure that I definitely get those 0.07 spikes so that it looks a little bit more together. Also, I forgot to mention the diameter of the base is 0.05 and 0.03. I kind of alternate depending on the diameter I have because I think I ran out of the 0.03 J curl, but again, like it didn't really matter because I was using open fans anyway, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. And it turned out to be looking pretty nice. So I think one of the things that I would also try to make sure is that you will definitely want to have a accelerator. I find that it did help with my directional placement, but also helped with creating my spikes to be a lot more bold and dark and like actual spikes rather than open fans. The anime set is known to have very sharp, pointy spikes, so you want to make sure that you're using like a bonder accelerator, something, a primer even, just so that you get that very bold, dark look. But yeah, that is this week's video. If you guys have any questions on how I executed this set, please leave a comment down below. I would definitely be open to hearing your questions, but I also would love any suggestions as well. If you guys love doing the anime set and you have any pointers for me, please leave them in the comment section below and I will definitely try to apply them. If you guys can, it would be super helpful to follow my Instagram and my TikTok. I post my little photos on there, but hopefully we'll be trying to create more reels on my Instagram that can be short form videos that can be helpful. But I always try to incorporate my mapping, so if you see any of my photos and you like them, usually the mapping is in the description, so you can take a look at that. My TikTok is more fun, but maybe I'll get into more informational videos as well. I post every week. right now it's being Monday, so I'm staying as consistent as I possibly can. I hope this set turns out the way that you think that the anime set would turn out. I think I did a pretty good job, but I'm still going to be practicing, so stay tuned for more anime sets and stay tuned for the final look. Alright guys, see ya!
Nothing knows my name. There's gotta be life in some other galaxy. I'll find them and you'll see how good they'll be to me. 'Cause on Dark 361, they wouldn't break. Maybe they'd break my bones. Maybe they'd turn me into stone. But maybe I'd find a new home. And maybe I'd never be alone. Where nothing knows my name. There's gotta be life in some other galaxy. I'll find them and you'll see how good they'll be to me. 'Cause on Dark 361, they wouldn't break my heart. They wouldn't break my heart. They wouldn't break my heart. They wouldn't break my heart.
What's it like inside your mind, my dear? And could you find it terrifying there? You always let me know. You always let me go my way. You always let me know.